This is a Galactic Network podcast.
The Podcast of Terror is a great podcast. It's covering movies that are not for children, and thus this podcast is not for children. The hosts are two adults who will use bad words from time to time. They'll also spoil movies if that's not your thing. So if you don't like spoilers and you don't want to hear some dirty language or some dirty references to dirty parts of your body, then please, please, please wash your body parts better and do not listen to this show. If you can handle it, and I hope you can because there's a great podcast coming up, then please proceed with Podcast of Terror.
Burn and fire, burn the fire. Burn and fire, burn the fire. Yeah, so am I. And the use of reply all is also fucking garbage.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Oh, God, fucking Hangouts just alerted me that Hangouts on Air is going away later this year.
yeah, it's not going to be Hangouts anymore. It's going to be something else.
YouTube keeps trying to get me to use their new whatever the fuck, and I keep telling them to give it to me the old way.
That's what she said.
Hey,
so we
And I
could
keep
bust
telling
this
him
out
to
before
give
we
it to
do
me.
the show and get confused about it. Movie next week?
well, I already started recording, but we can decide this now.
Well, yeah, all right, that's fine.
I don't know. I'm batting 0.
I have a recommendation.
Better not suck.
I've got, well, that's the problem, is that we've had a couple of weeks of stuff that we'll get into rating on this one. But I figured we could use something that sounded promising.
Is it the Fast and the Furious? Because I'm up for that.
It is not, although I've thought about doing a podcast about action movies with you called The Cast and the Furious.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
It would just be an offshoot. Or, I mean, we could just change this to whatever podcast we want to for that.
We already kind of have.
Right. So it'll just be a movie, but it'll be based on whatever movie we want to watch that week. And then we'll
Yeah.
just change the name every time.
To the 80s percentile again.
Yeah.
That went over well.
Didn't
There's
one person like it?
Yeah, well, she liked it.
And then she was very
But
confused.
She was confused because she thought it was serious, and she was bummed out that we weren't doing the Podcast of Terror anymore. So that I took that as a double compliment. It's like, oh, I'm enjoying your new thing. It's a little weird that it's not your old thing, which I enjoyed as well. But I'll give it a shot, and that was very sweet.
Yeah. Well, we tried.
Yeah, we barely tried. So there's a movie called Kill List from 2010.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever seen it?
Nope, never even heard of it.
See, that's part of the point.
And Fast and the Furious, though. Really want to watch those. I haven't seen the Fast and the Furious movies, so...
You haven't seen any of them?
I've seen 1, 2, and 3. 3 mostly because I was trying to touch a boob.
Oh, God.
But I do want to watch 4 through 13 they're on now, I think.
I feel like around 4 is the return to, like, oh yeah, we made Fast and Furious once.
Yeah.
And then 5 or 6 is when they started to get, I guess, really fun.
Yeah.
Where they just gave up on trying to do I can't say a serious movie because it's still just rip off Point Blank.
Right. Kevin Howard and Jack have both agreed that I think they said 6, 7, 8, and 9 are really good. Like fun. They're really fun. Yeah,
and I see that Hobbs and Shaw
which seems
review, and that looks fun as shit.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I guess I shouldn't fight it.
Why were you fighting it?
Well, I just think it's stupid, but...
Well, yeah. Don't go into these movies thinking they're good. I mean, I watched 7 or something, and I was like, well, that's a dumb fucking movie, which is not meant to be hugely insulting.
No.
But still a little insulting. And, oh, shit, my fucking Facebook feed just blew up at me.
Oh, Jesus. All
like,
right.
one, because Paul Walker, and very sad Paul Walker died doing something dumb in a car, but...
Well, yeah.
But it was also just like, it's not good. It's not like it's a genius film or that there's high quality acting or anything in it. It's just, it's enjoyable. And I totally am down for enjoying something. But it was really stupid. They were like doing car jumps out of buildings, just like out of sky rises. Like, sure.
Oh, you're so upset.
I'm not upset. I think it's funny that's the hill that people want to, plant their flag on, but this is also a world where we have people petitioning to redo the last season of Game of Thrones. Like that was the only one that was shit.
Maybe we should just go outside once in a while.
Outside's not that great.
It could be worse.
Yeah, it was -50 a few months back. That was worse. That was significantly worse.
That's pretty bad. Hey, man, I just live on the other side of a lake from you, so I get the same shit.
Yeah, it killed our furnace. That was rough.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It worked out.
Would you like me to take my shirt off?
Well, now that it's balmy.
It's balmy. I will show you my summer nipples.
Is there a difference between your summer nipples and your winter nipples, or your spring and fall nipples as well?
They're browner.
they change like the bark on the tree.
Yes. The rings around my nipples denote how old I am. Beat said he's in a petition to end petitions. It's currently being reviewed.
Oh,
I'm starting to think he's serious. Having read that and thought it through, I think he's actually trying to do this.
I feel like it's like PCU when Jeremy Piven at the end of the movie is like, we're not going to protest. We're not going to protest.
Yep. And then they start protesting.
And they all start chanting, we're not going to protest.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would like to mention that Fast and Furious 9 is slated for 2020, with Fast and Furious 10 being slated for 2021.
Yep.
The Fast and the Furious film series just prints money.
Because we can't have nice things. We just have to have the same things.
Yep. So anyways, back to this movie Kill List.
Yeah, it sounded interesting. I was looking for something that was both that we haven't really heard a lot about, but got at least middling to good reviews. And
is this about a hitman?
I don't know. That's the thing, is I'm trying to not spoil it for myself or for you.
I need to make sure I watch the right movie.
It's from 2010. It's called Kill List. I'll try to point you in the right direction. I'll send you a link later.
Well, this says 2011, but that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Yeah, I know it's available to rent through Amazon. I don't think it's part of Prime. The rental is like $3.
Oh, it's a crime drama horror.
Yeah.
UK. Okay. Yep, this is the right one then. I love the internet.
That sounds right. I didn't realize it was UK, but sure.
I think I might sneeze. Yeah, it came out in 2012 in the United States. Whatever. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Are we doing the show? Is that what we're doing?
Eventually.
All right.
This movie was not good. I did not realize that this was a Conjuring universe movie film.
Right, and that's what we'll have to talk about.
And the only fucking reason I wanted to watch this movie is because they accidentally played it instead of Detective Pikachu.
Yep.
I wish that shit never would have happened.
No.
How's Corey?
I'm good. So this weekend would have been the weekend of doing the lawn maintenance, because we're trying to do it every other week to take pity on my father. And then it rained all through. So there's a water festival, I guess, that happens here in Three Rivers, which makes sense. It's surrounded by rivers. What do you celebrate? Water. And it got rained out most of the weekend. But so we didn't do the lawn, and I'm concerned now because I don't know how bad the lawn's going to get while we're waiting for the rain to stop.
I would like to point out that the water festival was rained out.
Yeah. There was the Noah's Ark thing that somebody built a big giant ark and they turned it into an amusement ark. And because that's what you want to do for funsies, is go look at an ark with a petting zoo. So it's both shitty religious ride that doesn't actually have a ride and smells. But they got water damage from heavy flooding.
From a heavy flow?
Yeah. So Noah's Ark
period jokes
got rained out as well, and is suing their insurance company for not covering them for flood damage, which is hilarious.
There are so many bad puns here. The fact that the water festival was rained out and Noah's Ark is suing because it didn't float.
Because of flood damage to the park around the Ark.
Yep, that's stupid.
It's not brilliant.
This is why I just stay home.
Yeah. Like I said, don't go outside. Outside sucks. We got mosquitoes like crazy.
Yeah, at least the June bugs are almost gone. Do you have June bugs?
I don't know. I'm not sure I know what that is.
Trust me, you know. June bugs only show up for like 3 weeks out of the year, and they're like the fucking size of a giant lima bean.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there was one day I let the dogs out, and there was one just on the screen, so I just flicked it, and I heard it tick against the deck when it hopefully died.
We have stink bugs. We don't have them in our house that I've seen so far. I think maybe we had one early on.
It's not a nice thing to call your wife, by the way.
No, it's not. It's earned. So I guess if you smash a stink bug, like if you just swat a fly, you killed a fly.
Yeah.
And good on you, bro. But if you do that to a stink bug, it reeks.
Wow. How else do you got the name?
Yeah, it doesn't go away. So I'm always worried, like, oh, it's a giant fly. Nope. That's gonna be all day for me now. That's a smell that will linger. But I'm hoping that we'll get fireflies, because my parents, when they lived about an hour away before, out on a semi-private lake, we were there when Erin and I first started dating, and it was her first time ever seeing a firefly, I think. So that was really, really nice. I've seen dragonflies around. The mosquitoes haven't really come after me, but again, I don't go outside much. And when we mow the lawn, the birds freaking love our lawn. They just go nuts. They're just all over it, because every kind of bug, I'm sure, is here because we're right on the river. So it's fine, but I still want to build a bat house and put it up on the side of the house.
Oh yeah, that'll help you ton your bugs.
Yeah, that'll take care of a lot of it.
You could also just get a flamethrower.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That'll keep down on bugs and neighbors.
I'm just gonna salt the earth everywhere I go.
Yeah, you might as well. Fuck it.
Nothing will live here.
Yeah. No big deal. Do whatever you want. I literally want to talk about anything that isn't this movie.
Yeah. Is the show started?
Yeah.
I'm just doing it, Jack, now. Are we recording?
I don't know if Jack actually listens to this anymore.
Well, whether he does or doesn't.
If he does, Jack, I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Well,
it can't be big if it's yours.
Yeah, I don't really have a bone to pick with him. I just miss him.
I do too. He texted today about some Audible alien book that's available for free.
And then I noticed there was an email to like 6 people, and I just deleted it. I'm like, fuck you.
It was nice to be included. I don't get text from Jack. I don't get the love.
Get that shit out of here with your group emails.
You should just reply all to it and say, "Where's 90th percentile, you motherfuckers?"
That's so what I meant to do, and I'm actually glad you brought this up. So I don't use Audible because I don't want to pay for books because I don't listen to them like enough to pay for it. Does that make sense?
I had an Audible account. I got a few things from it, and I've never listened to them, so I stopped.
Right. So they do. There's this app called Libby that uses your library card number.
Yes, I was going to say that you can get audiobooks from the library.
Yes. So that shit's free. So I wanted to look on there if there was if Alien 3 was on there, and it's not, so I will not be listening to that.
I don't know that it was a book that I was like, oh, I have to go and listen to this right now, other than the fact that it would have been fun to listen to, because the episode we did with Jack and Hillary was a shit ton of fun.
Yeah, I finally watched Aliens. It was on TV.
You finally watched it?
Yeah, it was kind of on accident. I just did some day drinking and then watched it.
I didn't realize you hadn't seen it.
And then pretty sure I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's Wow. I can't say that Aliens is a movie that makes me fall asleep. I think it's a really fun fucking movie, but
Well, I didn't think it was bad. Wasn't. It was just on. That was the only reason I watched it. So I wasn't like looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Like, just
no, that's true.
Beat just keeps saying "dang."
Was it edited for TV or was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good. I mean, I'm sure it could be interesting trying to hear some of the things that Hudson says edited for television.
Yeah. Why is this game over, Beat? I would rather watch pornography and get day drunk than watch a lot of movies.
Game over is a line from the film.
All right, I'll just be leaving now. I do not feel like I can do this podcast anymore.
Kid who doesn't know the inside jokes on these things. That's kind of sweet. It's what I love about you, Matt, is you can still be surprised.
I'm not a smart man.
I'm not a clean man.
Oh.
But I'm a very, very big man. You are a very small monkey.
I don't know what movie that's from either.
It's from The Tick.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that one anyways.
The old cartoon series. That's some good stuff.
I never really got into it.
The 90s cartoon series was fantastic. The later TV series they did with Patrick Warburton was pretty good. It was a different take. And then the Amazon series that they did, I watched the first season. I liked it quite a bit, but it leans very, very more towards the comics, where the Tick was almost like insane as opposed to big, goofy, lovable lug that the cartoons were. So I came at it more from the cartoons.
Gotcha.
But I can quote most of the first season's episodes by heart.
Huh.
Much to the chagrin of my wife and anybody else.
She'll get over it. I just want to find someone to do a Fast and the Furious podcast with me.
We will do a series of just the Fast and Furious if you want. We'll just do them one by one. We'll make the time. We'll record them all. If you want to
I have a feeling
invite someone else to be a part of it, someone else who's big on action films.
I have an idea.
I would love to do that with you. I will play into your game. I will watch Fast and Furious 2. Now, do we watch them in the order that they came out, or do we watch them in the order that they supposedly happen chronologically?
Oof.
It's like, do you watch Mallrats before Clerks, or do you watch Clerks before Mallrats?
We could do it both. We could do it both ways. We'll watch them all twice.
Okay.
No, that's we could watch them in the order in which they happen in the universe.
If you're thinking about inviting another host, get their opinion on it, because I don't have a strong opinion on it either way.
Well, the person I'm asking also owes us a Twilight movie marathon, so we'll see how this actually pans out.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
But actually,
that is a person of opinions.
Yeah. There's one other person. God damn it. Sorry, I updated my phone to iOS 13. And now
is that actually officially out, or
no? It's the beta. I'm having issues with CarPlay in my car, and a buddy of mine has a developer account, so he got me 13. So hopefully it'll fix CarPlay. I'm gonna ask Kevin if he would want to do it.
It's nice that the iPhone that's been out for 10 years is on version 12 of its operating system, and it can't work with its own bullshit.
Well, the problem is it's an app.
Your suspension of disbelief that, but if I get the beta of the new version of the operating system, then maybe it will work seamlessly.
Well, I know that there was a lot of issues with iOS 12 and CarPlay, and 13. They changed a lot of the functionality. Like right now, but I also have an aftermarket stereo in my car to have CarPlay so that I don't go buy a new car and my wife kills me. So that's kind of why I'm like grasping at straws here. But on iOS 12, if you have navigation up and you change the app in your phone, it changes your phone screen or the car screen. On 13, it'll stick it'll keep your navigation up there instead of switching to whatever app you open. Not that you should be looking at your phone while you're driving, but sometimes at a stoplight, I check to see if, my wife sent me naked pictures.
Or if you can find a Snorlax hiding out in the brush by the car.
Because we all know how much Pokemon Go I play.
Have you played any of it?
Yeah, I actually used to. I used to use it as an excuse to run.
Yep. One of my best friends back in California, hardcore played through the whole thing, got to I think the highest achievable level of it.
And then realized he hadn't touched a boob in 12 years?
No, he's actually probably touched a lot of boobs.
God damn it, don't. You're ruining my joke here.
Chris is Chris is quite popular.
Damn it.
Married, nothing about like mess around on his wife, but it's a boobs are available. You go ahead and touch those boobs.
Kevin's response was, I've only seen the first two, and I said, good, we can watch them all together.
I've seen parts of 1, parts of 2, none of 3, and then I kind of have slipped in and out of 4 or 5, watched 6 and 7 with a little bit more intent, have not seen 8. So it'll still feel like the first time.
Well, and I don't think you can ever see these movies too much.
No, I believe that you can. I'm the subscriber of the conspiracy that the reason why they did the shitstorm remake of Point Break was to make people stop saying that Fast and Furious was a ripoff of Point Break and holding Point Break on some pedestal comparatively. Because then people say, "Oh, Point Break was shit." No, you're thinking of the remake. No.
The original Point Break movie is great.
Yes, the original Point Break movie is great as a film in its time. And that was the thing, is like an action movie podcast makes a certain degree of sense because you've got your Point Break, you've got your Speed. It's just, I don't know that it's an underserved market. Yeah. But I haven't heard of like the specializing in action movies podcast, which makes total sense for a couple of white dudes who sit and talk about movies. Just be like, man, that was fucking awesome. And just talk shit, like get Heinekens and wife beaters on.
Fuck yeah.
Because that's what people call them. I don't call them that. And even though I just did. And just like, yeah, that's the epitome of the white man podcast is like, we should talk about action movies because there's such deep plots.
Sorry, Kevin. He says we should watch the movies in reverse. And then he said, this Paul Walker guy, something about his face looks artificial. And I just said, too soon, man.
Oh.
So I said, when do we start? And he says, whenever you want, just not the first 3 dates you suggest.
As we go backwards, the part of Paul Walker is eventually played by Brandon Lee.
I don't know how to respond to that.
It's just shitty things happening to people in movies.
No, Paul Walker didn't die
during the film.
Yeah.
But he might as well have.
Yeah.
Wasn't he at an event for... That's why there were fast cars there and stuff.
Maybe.
And it was somebody that he worked with on the films. I don't know. That's the thing. And I will really talk out of my ass for those films because I've had no interest in the background stuff for them.
Oh, all I really want is to see god-awful acting and explosions.
That you will get that. You will get all of that. I don't know explosions as much as crashes. But a good crash is almost an explosion with just shrapnel.
That's a good point. We'll have to sit down and figure out when we're going to do this.
Yeah. We'll have to plan our massive amount of time.
What did you say you wanted to name the action movie podcast?
I jokingly called it The Cast and the Furious.
Okay. No, I think that's what we're going to
do. Or The Cast and the Curious if we just double up the C's. And, I've heard about these action movies. I wonder how they are.
It could be The Cast and the Curious. Because especially with you not watching a lot of action movies.
That's a misnomer. I lisped. That's a misnomer. I've definitely watched a good amount of action movies.
Yeah.
I just I don't consider them like the top of the list for me. But I will rewatch things like The Italian Job over and over again. But I like sports movies too, and I don't like sports.
Huh. I think it's just you just like movies.
I like certain movies and certain movies will get a rise out of me. And The Italian Job is one that I will just endlessly see every time it's on cable. So I'm gonna pop that on. The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, the football one. I love that movie. I don't know why. It's not good, but it's just awesome to watch.
I haven't seen that one in a very, very long time.
Oh God, it's like on CMT every weekend.
Well, what kind of a person would I be if I was watching the country music television channel?
I don't know if it's considered country music television anymore. I think it's like MTV, where the letters just became like, that's how you know what it is when it's on the list. And it has nothing to do with country at all, except a lot of the commercials are for the Wounded Warrior Project.
What? I missed something. All of a sudden, we're talking about the Wounded Warriors.
So there are two commercials that I see that wind up on CMT or probably the Universal TV station, but it seems like they're aimed towards that Southern home mentality. One is the Wounded Warrior Project, which is a totally wonderful thing.
No, it totally is.
I'm not disparaging them in the least.
Right.
But it is the commercial that you see every commercial break. You're going to see a Wounded Warrior, and you're probably going to see one of those what became of the Church of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons commercials, like when we were kids. Yep. That they've grown up, and now it's like, just be nice to people and marry a couple women too. It's like they're just repeated on and on and on, which already cable TV, I don't know how these motherfuckers make any money other than the fact that they charge you a ton, but all these extra stations that they have, like, so I watch things like the Cooking Network because that's where they played episodes of Good Eats. Even though I have all the Good Eats episodes on my computer, I will still just like throw them on because it's nice to have them on the TV, record a few episodes, nap to them on the weekend when I used to get to do that. And the Cooking Channel's commercials are the same commercials for The Best Thing I Ever Ate over and over and over again.
Yep. No,
and other shows like Unique Sweets. I don't know if they get as many commercials for that now, but Carnival Eats is one. You see like these same commercials for their own fucking shows and maybe one actual product that isn't for the network or for the Food Network, because the Cooking Channel is just the little baby offspring or conjoined twin that's been cut off from the Food Network. HGTV, same thing. It's like if you're sitting there and you've decided I don't give a shit about living anymore, so I'm just gonna watch Love It or List It.
Love It or List It.
Yeah, not Love It or List It 2, because that's like the Coy and Vance version of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah,
it's already just that much fucking worse. But yeah, like fucking Saturday, Love It or List It is on, and I'm gonna watch that, and then a billion commercials for that Christina on the Coast bullshit show that she's got now because I give a shit about this bitch even more since she broke up with her husband and is like has no fucking place in this world. No, shut up. I hate you. You can't make her look more like a basic bitch than by showing 3 of her in the commercials and then playing that commercial 900 times in an hour's span. But same deal. It's like, and then here's a snippet of, hey, remember we got Good Bones episodes happening on Tuesdays. I love Good Bones. That's a great show. But just over and over and over again, and you're going to get that, and then a billion versions of the Wayfair commercial, except only one version that day. So you're going to get the Wayfair commercial where it's like a spy James Bondish theme every fucking commercial break. And then the next day you'll get the Wayfair, you got just what I need. Oh, Wayfair has free shipping. Game changer. Over and over. But that's it. They've got one advertiser besides their own network. There's some bullshit calculus going on to allow them to exist and to make money. I don't know what it is. I assume all these people have contracts for their own restaurants and for selling their fucking crockware through Amazon or Macy's or whatever. But I don't know how the show network gets paid for what they have. I don't get it. I don't care. I just want to watch my fucking Good Eats episodes when they'll come back.
I just think it's advertising money.
And Hometown. I like Hometown.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything you've said here. We should talk about this movie so we can get it fucking over with.
All right, we watched The Curse of the Man from La Mancha.
Well, okay, so this whole time, because I don't know how to properly read, I thought it was the Curse of Llorona. I've missed an O in there. It is the Curse of La Llorona.
Le Lorena.
Le Llorona.
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Lex Luthor.
It's just the Curse of Lex Luthor. Would be better if it was the Curse of Lex Luger.
Oh, right.
Professional wrestler who really liked steroids and cocaine. Ooh.
Because he was the only one that did.
No, a lot of them did, but Llorona. Beat's trying to teach me how to speak Spanish.
That can't make any sense at all.
My Llorona.
That's the made for Richie Rich.
My Llorona.
So, okay.
No.
So that,
not into that.
you chose this movie, and you mentioned this last week, that this movie was your choice because it was one of those things where the movie theaters fucked up and played it in the middle of a kid's film.
Yep. And then like halfway through they show that the priest and Annabelle, and that's when I looked at my wife and she goes, I thought this was a Conjuring movie. And then I had to tell her she was right.
Yeah. It's the 6th in the series of the Conjuring series so far. Which I recounted that 5 times, and I still don't know how it's only the 6th because it seems like there's been more.
Okay, I got you here.
Conjuring 1 and 2.
Yep.
There's Annabelle
Creation.
Back up, yeah. And then there's The Nun. So I guess, that makes it number 6. But now there's the new Annabelle movie that's coming out that looks like Conjuring 3, but it's not Conjuring 3. That comes out the next year.
Annabelle Comes Home comes out on the 26th of June, Conjuring 3 in 2020. There's another untitled Nun film that's coming out, and then there's The Crooked Man that's coming out.
Crooked Man, yeah.
3, 6, 8. So there will be 10 total movies probably by the end of 2020.
So what kind of world are we in where James Wan, who has... I believe
too much money.
I mean, no, it's fine. But the Blumhouse films, seriously, since they came out, have just like banked everything. But what kind of world are we living in where James Wan, who did these Conjuring movies, has created his own version of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with his own creations, but Universal can't seem to fucking pull it off with their Universal monsters. DC can't seem to pull it off with their fucking superhero universe. All these other people have tried this shit, and no one else can do it. This guy fucking masterminded it based off of 2 movies that were almost essentially spun out of his Insidious films. In a way, they seem like the same feel. It's just that he used 2 people who were part of the original Amityville Horror kind of thing and fictionalized them for it, which is cool. They are an interconnected universe of horror movies, and they're coming out in different chronological order from the timelines, because the timelines keep jumping around too. And
that's a good point.
For the most part, it's worked. Now, this movie seems to be one of the least successful, and I wonder if part of that is the fact that they pushed towards a Hispanic audience, which it seemed to me like a brilliant idea if you can get that audience drawn in, but it didn't seem to work out. Horror fans didn't embrace it. Critics didn't seem to like it. But it's not like it's poorly acted. It's got Linda Cardellini, who is fantastic. I didn't recognize the male lead, but I guess he's from the Conjuring movies as well. And he was really good. The mother... I just remember playing Marta on Arrested Development.
Yes.
Great. And my one thing that I thought through this whole film is maybe I just don't like ghost movies.
A few things I'd like to point out.
Yes.
James Wan, director of Fast and the Furious 7.
Oh, so not James Wan. Who am I thinking of?
No. You're right.
Oh,
this is James Wan.
Is it the same person?
Yes.
Then that means Aquaman.
Yes. And Mortal Kombat in 2021 and Aquaman 2 in 2022. He's also doing the television MacGyver and Swamp Thing that are coming out.
Swamp Thing's already been canceled.
Oh, it did. Okay, here it just says 2019 Swamp Thing.
Yes, it came out, had a shorter season put out than it was expecting, and got canceled because the money they were supposed to be getting from the state, as far as I understand it, the money they were supposed to be getting to help pay for the series was kept from them, and so it fucked it all up.
Did not know that. Yeah, this guy's done fucking everything.
Yeah.
I didn't realize one of his first major films was Dead Silence.
Yeah, and he's going to be he's producing the Tommyknockers.
What? They're redoing the Tommyknockers?
I know you like the Tommyknockers.
I do.
The book that Stephen King says he was totally cocained out of his mind doing it.
Yeah, have you ever seen it?
It changed his life afterwards. I've not watched the miniseries. I keep seeing it, the still of it on your server.
Yeah,
and it's Bronson Pinchot, and I keep thinking it's Dietrich Bader.
No, at one point, dude's pulling his fucking teeth out because, cocaine.
Yeah, but in another movie, they fight a shit monster. So
yeah.
It's very funny in Dogma. Not really great when it's a serious horror movie based off of Stephen King with Morgan Freeman flying around in a helicopter.
Forgot about that.
So James Wan, fucking visionary.
Yeah, just looking at the list of movies that he's done, and a lot of them are pretty good. I mean,
even the stuff that isn't great, it's successful.
Well, and that's a really good point.
That's kind of the deal, is that these horror movies that he makes, they're really inexpensive to make, so they don't have to do a lot to be considered a giant success. But I think the expectation is kind of, well, I'll go see it because it's a James Wan Blumhouse movie, and fantastic. Thank you, Pete. It's got a built-in audience, and by connecting into Conjuring, now that's part of that is that I didn't realize this was a Conjuring movie going into it. You didn't realize it was a Conjuring movie going into it, and neither of us had even heard of it, other than the fact that it played by quote mistake. Over Detective Pikachu, which to me is like, what a great way to get people to want to see your movie, is like, oh yeah, all these kids saw it and were traumatized by this horrifying movie that played accidentally on their film. It's like that's viral marketing. And again, conspiracy theory, sure.
Right, but it's still...
we're weekly about it, but I feel like that's the only way that this movie got any kind of attention. Because they didn't pitch to the audience of The Conjuring and all that very well if neither of us saw commercials for it. I didn't know it was out.
No, me neither. I thought it was a foreign film, mostly based on the name and the fact that I hadn't heard anything about it.
Oh yeah, you motherfucker. When it started and everything was subtitled and it was all like, I was like, oh, motherfucking Matt, don't do this to me. This is a week. If Nicole was here doing it, if Gary Yap was on here and telling us, oh yeah, you got to see this for me. Okay, I'll sit through that because them. But I get into 5 minutes of this and I'm like, I'm going to fucking murder Matt. I'm going to cut off his balls.
Wow. Jesus.
Like he's
going to I don't need him anyways, but.
Right. Yeah. But still, it was very upsetting. And then I saw Linda Cardellini and like, okay, I'm better now.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I saw that she was in there. Not gonna lie.
Have you watched any of her Netflix series with Christina Applegate?
No. What is
Dead
it?
to Me?
No.
Aaron had it on a few weeks ago, I guess the weekend that it came out, and it's...
I was going to look, and then I remember that if you open Netflix, it just starts playing fucking trailers at you.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just here for your enjoyment, and I don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like, I made it through the first 4 or 5 episodes of her watching it, and I don't know if she went back to finish it up, but it's very good. Christina Applegate is just divinely funny in it. I know she's a producer on it, and Will Ferrell and his partner, they're producers on it, because I think they're the ones who did Anchorman together.
Oh, okay.
But it's dark comedy at points. It's not funny at other points. It's very emotional at points. But it is a really pretty good movie, or not movie, series, and it's been renewed. So Cardellini is great, though. She just, I can't think of anything I've seen her in where she's not good. but she's also not considered as high up the chain in Hollywood that I think that she would be. Like, I think she's done such good parts, but she's sort of understated as an actress. And I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what she's in to find something that she's sucked in. Oh, I didn't realize she was in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, she's Hawkeye's wife in the Avengers movies.
Oh, yeah, Daddy. I forgot she was in Daddy's Home. 1 and 2.
And was she in Grandma's Boy?
I think so. I'm fairly certain.
But go back to James Gunn's Scooby-Doo movies.
Those are fucking great. She was in Brokeback Mountain? Jesus. She was in Legally Blonde? She was on Boy Meets World. I don't think she was in Grandma's Boy. Oh, no, she was. I just must have missed it. Yeah, she was not terrible to look at in that movie. I mean, she's not terrible to look at all times.
She's very lovely, but I always see her in good stuff. I think she was in like ER for a while or something too, and I'm like, oh man, Glenn Cardellini's on ER. That's great. I'm not watching ER, but damn, that's great for her because she should shine more. They should show how talented she is more, and it's kind of too bad that this movie, being what it is,
she was in Good Burger.
Really?
Yeah.
You know that all that is coming back?
No, I didn't know that.
All that is coming back. They were just playing a whole marathon of the show over the weekend, and then I guess they're doing a pop-up restaurant of Good Burger.
Jesus Christ! Of course they are.
Which I assume they can get Kel Mitchell to actually do dishes at the Good Burger restaurant.
Well, there's a very good chance that he's just doing dishes somewhere else.
I have to. Well, I mean, the last thing that I saw him in was Mystery Men, and he played the Invisible Kid, and then he disappeared. So I think that's just method acting.
Ba-bumps. Do you remember what else Linda Cardellini was in?
Not off the top of my head, man. That's a lot of stuff already that we've named.
Strangeland.
Oh shit! Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That is your favorite movie too.
It's a pretty fucking good movie. We're not as good as Dee Snider though.
Dee Snider is awesome.
I know. Yes. Holy shit! Did you hear Dave Mustaine was diagnosed with throat cancer?
I know.
Yeah, I was hoping to go see Megadeth in like fucking 2 weeks at Summerfest.
That's
not happening.
That is tough.
Yeah, that's rough, but we should.
And do you think James Hetfield is going to get it just so he can try to show him up again?
No, James Hetfield's going to get like entire face cancer just so he can one up Mustaine.
Yeah.
See what I did there? All right. So this movie, there was a plot, but it wasn't a really good plot.
It's a
shit storm.
Yeah, there's a ghost of some woman who drowned her kids, or we see a woman drown her kids, but she might have been possessed by the ghost or getting chased by the ghost. I don't know. That's the thing. We don't get a real explanation as to why, as far as I can remember. But I have to admit, I kind of tuned out at points on this.
Oh, I 100% tuned out at points, and I didn't even do it on purpose.
I kept looking up and like, we don't have a guest. Matt's gonna need me for this, and I just can't. No. The woman is like drowning her kid. Another kid comes up, he's calling mama, mama, and he goes and he sees her drowning his brother in the lake, and he's like, "Oh, bitch, that's crazy!" Yeah. And he goes running off, and she grabs him, and then it flashes forward to 1973. And she's
then
of course
the movie's over.
All in white wedding dress style thing. I don't get it, but yeah, and so Linda Cardellini, whose husband recently died, was a cop. She works for Child Protective Services. Somebody called in on this woman that she knows, and she's like, I'll go check her out and make sure that everything's okay because she won't trust anybody else. And then she goes over there, and the kid's got her kids locked up in the closet and attacks Linda Cardellini, so they separate her from the kids. And she's like, don't let them out. Don't let them out. And so your assumption is, really, my assumption is, okay, the kids are evil.
Yeah.
But no, she was protecting the kids from this ghost lady. Again, don't know why. Linda Cardellini lets him out. The ghost lady kills the kids in protective services. The mom's like, well, bitch, you got my kids killed, so I'm going to ask the ghost to kill your kids so you can know what it's like. As you do. You know, hey, ghost lady, you just fucked up my life. Can you go fuck up that person's life? Because I just want to be miserable with somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole story was pretty thin. It wasn't really good. It was like that, because I believe that ghost was in The Conjuring 2?
The first one or the 2?
The second one. I think it's at the end when they're in the bedroom. She's there.
So I recently watched the first Conjuring movie. Aaron was like, because I kept not doing it because I figured we would do them for the show.
Yeah.
And so it's good. It's a solid film. I still haven't watched the second one or any of the other stuff. Again, because I think you're thinking, okay, we'll do them for the show.
Yeah.
But I'm glad at least I had the background of The Conjuring to make me realize that it's not the whole series that blows. It's just this one movie, and apparently the first Annabelle and then Nun. They're kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, the second Annabelle was not very good.
I heard the first Annabelle was not very good, and the second one was better.
I think you're right, actually.
Annabelle Creation is a prequel, and it was supposed to be a better one than the
first
Annabelle film.
Yes, you are correct.
Going by popular opinion, you know,
right?
Opinions may vary.
Right.
So haunting films, ghost stories in general, they just feel like the same stuff happens. Yeah. That was a lot of what I was dealing with in this, is that there was just nothing new. Okay, there's something haunting our house. We'll go to the priest. The priest says, "Oh, I'm not going to do it because the church, we're fucking crazy. But I know this guy who used to be a priest, so he's the best shot you have."
Go see this renegade priest man.
Yeah, and so John Constantine shows up, and then he's like, you know, I'm a rogue priest now, bitch. So I don't really have to be nice to you or your kids. I don't give a fuck if you die. I'm just trying to get the ghost out.
Yeah, and
it's just a lot of cliche stuff. The most interesting stuff was the mother coming in and fucking things up for them. And then changing her mind at the last second is like, oh, I just see that you actually love your kids, so you go save them now. It was the big moment.
Yeah, like I said, it's all really thin and not very good, and it's just not very good.
Yeah, it's like there's a part where he turns the whole pool into holy water. I'm like, okay, that's something, but you really need something to set your story apart.
That fucking pissed me off more than anything, because I was like, they did that first in Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Right. Yeah, it's so cliche that that's the problem, is that it's just such a half-ass attempt. But maybe that's what they found with these things, is like the first films are just to get you started, and then the next film is where it starts to make sense. Like the Paranormal Activity stuff. Like the first Paranormal Activity happens, and it's like, why am I watching these people security cam the whole fucking 2 hours? And then something finally happens in the last 5 seconds. I'm not a fan of those films. But then the next one, it's like, oh, well, now we get a little bit more story, and we see there's not just this shit that happened, but other stuff that happened to the sister, and that there's a history behind it. And then by Paranormal Activity 3, it's like, well, fuck, all these people are screwed up. And then 4, I don't know, here's a teen girl in her underwear all episode, and then like 5 is like, here's where we get Spanish people involved. I really feel like there's a pathway for these films of like how they're going to do this. It's just, but they're just the same damn shit. I can't get past the fact that it just was so dull. You shouldn't make a movie that's this dull. The only redeeming quality it has is that it wasn't fucking Hereditary.
Well, and you shouldn't make a movie that's this dull when you want it to be part of a universe of wildly successful movies.
But those other movies, it seems like the first ones are shitty.
Yeah, that's a good point.
First Annabelle shitty, then the second one's better. First Nun shitty, hopefully the next one will be better. It's just,
oh my god,
just testing the waters to see.
I forgot we fucking saw The Nun in the theater, and I know I've complained about it on the show before, but the fucking bitch next to me, she talked the whole goddamn time.
Was her conversation more interesting than what was happening on the screen, though?
I just remember being very upset because I don't like when people talk during a movie.
Yeah.
I don't like people, and I don't like them more when they talk during a movie.
Yeah. Seeing movies in theater is a real crapshoot. I used to like going.
Well, I've started going like a week later, and it's considerably better.
Yeah. I don't like going premiere night or premiere weekend. I like to go on a weekday in like the matinee show when there's hardly anybody there. That's usually better for me. I don't spend a lot of time with people that are being hugely disrespectful around me, but it's like it's tough sometimes. Some people are just dicks. Yeah, the movie Kids Are in Danger, and mom gets blamed. It's like, oh, how did you get that burn on your arm? Well, I'm sure as hell not going to speak up and defend my mother. I'm just going to look at you like she's done it all to me and shit. Okay, great. How about you? You fell down the stairs. Well, because I'm a little boy, that never fucking happens. So again, not going to defend my mom and say it wasn't her. Just going to be like, no, I just fell. And like, so put the suspicion on the mom just to put suspicion on the mom. Shitty. Fucking shitty. God damn it. James Wan, stop doing Aquaman. Fix your goddamn universe. You got something good here.
He can't hear you behind all of his money.
That's true. And Aquaman was pretty fun.
I haven't seen it yet.
It is easy to ignore that it's anything to do with the DC universe, and thank God for that. It's a perfect vehicle for James Momoa because it's just about celebrating James Momoa, looking good, being fun, being tall and beautiful, and sometimes in gold,
slinging an 8-foot cock.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I literally have nothing to say about this movie. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care about it.
That's the problem. Is that
I would rather talk about the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I finished this movie and didn't care.
Right.
And that's a terrible place to be. And last week we did that other movie. It was just more annoying because we thought it could be better, and there were parts. There were people in it that were good.
Right.
Surrounded by a very mediocre movie. This movie just was mediocre consistently through it. It never did one thing original.
Nope.
It was like, this is strictly to meet your expectations for a dark movie in, when was it? March, April that it came out? Like recent.
April.
Pikachu is recent.
Yeah.
Like I kept waiting to just have it get interrupted by Ryan Reynolds talking as a little gold squirrel.
Is Pikachu really a gold squirrel?
I don't know what Pikachu is, man.
I mean, Pikachu is Pikachu.
Right, exactly. But what do you, like the other ones, there's creatures you can kind of tell. It's like that thing's a fucking platypus.
Yeah.
You know, and that thing's a duck. And
he could be like the illegitimate love child of a squirrel and a fox.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, it's just like, it's just the embodiment of cute, except it'll shock your dick if you try to fuck it, because you got to be careful about that with your anime stuff, people. Tell me I'm wrong. Someone's tried to fuck a Pikachu.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. You've been on the internet before. Someone has tried to fuck a Pikachu.
Really tried to avoid those sites. But that is one that I don't feel like the dartboard is like the whole side of the fucking building on that one. There's no way I'm not going to score on that.
It's not that hard to avoid those sites if you try.
No, it's really easy to avoid those sites, but it's still like weird people in my life. I follow one kind of like semi-ranchy Facebook group, relates to a podcast. Like they have their regular podcast page or group, and then they've got a after hours version of their group. And I'm just like, well, I know some people are in this, so I'll go and I'll join it. And it's like, oh shit, like I cannot have that on at work ever. I just have to, like, I always say, ignore this page for 30 days. Don't show this shit. And 30 days goes by. I was like, oh shit, I'm still in this. Oh fuck, god damn it. And I have to close that out. And like, dude, I admire people for knowing what their kinks are. and enjoy your kinks, man. Celebrate your kinks. I can't judge you. I don't want to judge you. I want to celebrate you having that. Good for you, man. I can't handle it. I'm a little too precious.
I don't know how to respond to these things that you're saying. You win the internet tonight.
Thank you.
I am fucking exhausted having watched this piece of shit movie yesterday. It still has ruined me today. It's Monday. That makes it doubly bad.
Yeah. It's like I said, we owe it to ourselves to try for a better movie. Now, we didn't know what this was.
No, I had high hopes.
Reviews.
Yeah.
This was a crapshoot, and sometimes it's just a crapshoot. But I figured 2 weeks in a row of being disappointed, we need something that I wanted to look at something that was going to elevate. I thought about pushing Ghost Ship again, just because if nothing else, it's really pretty.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. If Kill Shot sucks, we watch Ghost Ship. Oh, sorry, Kill List. Then we watch Ghost Ship. In 2 weeks.
Now Ghost Ship. Yeah.
It'll be a nostalgic watch for both of us, if nothing else.
Yes.
So we'll just go that route. Do you want to rate this, and then I can just I'm just gonna go to bed after this. I can't handle this.
Our new rating system.
It's the Marry
new
Fuck
rating
Kill.
system is Marry Fuck Kill.
Yeah, I mean, how is this any different than the Boners?
It was a long time since the Boners. I guess maybe for me. I'm at that age, but no, it's fine because it's not about a gender thing. It's not because we're men. It's just like there's a film that you love and you want to keep forever. There's a film that you have a really fun night with and you think, hey, that was cool. I'm going to tell my friends about that later on. Spell my finger. And then there's a film that you just like. I will push you down in a lake instead of having you ever be exposed to this. And I think we know where this one lands.
Yeah, I'm going to just assume you're giving it a kill.
Yeah, I'm going to drown you like the two kids at the beginning of the movie.
Same here, and then I'm going to take a shit in your mouth.
Well, now it's a good time.
Yep. So, fuck this movie. Corey still hasn't done the outro.
No, we don't have an outro anymore. Yeah. Hey, man, you know what? Go to gncast.com/pot. You can find out about the show, see the show notes. If you just hang out on the GNCast site, you can see about all the different stuff the Galactic Network has been doing, or you can go to the Facebook page for Galactic Network and see all the stuff that Anessa is greatly sharing with everybody, and the interactions with some of the people there are a lot of fun. Also, I know that Alien Invasion is going to be getting published on a bi-daily basis, I think is what Brad said. So you'll be getting new episodes of that on the network if you want to check that show out, and you should. And Matt is on Untapped at Matt the Lifeguard. 2 T's or 3 T's?
2 T's.
2 T's.
Yep. I'm on Instagram still, too.
Proud nipples.
Yep. I use Instagram once in a while. Corey does not like the internet, but he likes his wife's internet. Hag_attack.
Hag_attack. You can see my wife's art. She's having a rough inspiration week, so she's trying to figure out what she wants to do for her new stuff. So that's kind of fun. That's when it gets exciting, is when she changes it up. She gets in a groove for a while and she does some really good stuff, and that's great. But then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm doing this new thing now. And it's like, holy shit, where'd that come from? But she may go a little bit classic. She may go to some stuff that she did before and just kind of upgrade it for where her abilities are now. Yeah, Hag_attack is fun. I like it. But I can't go on Twitter because now OJ's on there. And it's like, just basically like everything that was that cesspool already. It's, what we're going to do now is we're going to have OJ on and just have him make a veiled threat in his first video to everybody. Good luck.
I didn't know that happened, and I think my life was better having not known that happened.
Yeah,
so thanks for that.
A good week. It's a good week for Twitter. Have fun selling those ads.
God damn it. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Podcast of Terror. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay scared, everybody.